Jack, I mean, a couple days now here. What's the feeling like getting in your first, not only spring training, but first big league camp?
Yeah, I mean, the vibes are great. I'm with a great group of guys and still figuring out some things, trying to get into the flow of things, how hectic your first spring training is. Everybody talks about it, but you don't really know what they're talking about until you're in it. So, no, but the first 2 days have been really good. Everybody's been super helpful. And yeah, it's just been great.
What is like the most hectic part? Just like figuring out where you're supposed to be, or like what's the craziest part for you?
Yeah, so I'll memorize the schedule, and the moment I get out to stretch, all that goes out my brain for whatever reason, and then I'm just trying to remember at least someone who's in my group, so I can be like, all right, where are we going?
Yeah.
What has been the whirlwind for you, getting drafted, playing in high A, and then playing in the Arizona Fall League?
Yeah, I mean, it was a whirlwind for sure. I was very happy that the Royals gave me the opportunity to go and represent them in the Fall League, and I think it's exactly what I needed to kind of get that full taste of pro ball outside of that month and a half in Quad Cities. And yeah, being around guys like Jensen, Squires, and everybody else that we had in the Royals org, it's been great, creating some new friendships, some new bonds, and with these guys that hopefully I'll be playing with for a very long time.
What was it like seeing Jensen? He mentioned that he picked you up from the airport when he came down to Arizona.
Yeah, no, Jensen, he's one of the best teammates I've ever had. He's very, very helpful. Somebody who's been in the org for 3 years, despite being the same age. He's pretty knowledgeable, more than I like to give him credit for, but he's a pretty helpful guy.
Have you talked with Bobby, Salvi, some of the big league guys, and kind of worked with them yet?
Yeah, mostly Vinny, just talking about stuff at first base and kind of why he does what he does, and just kind of picking his brand and hopefully going to implement some of the stuff that he's told me into my game. Salvi's just the ray of sunshine. He's burst of energy, so he's just the captain. Yeah, Bobby, I'm just looking forward to continue to talk to him and pick his brain.
What's maybe your goal for this spring and then this season too, as you kind of get into pro ball and learn what it's all about?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is really just going to be shrinking the zone.
Yeah.
That's kind of been my MO all offseason, stuff that I've tried to work on. And goals, I can't really tell you one. I just want to go and play and win and have fun, to be honest with you, and everything else will work out.
When you talk about shrinking the zone, is that drills that you're doing in the cage? Is that approach? How do you kind of what's the process there?
It's kind of just something you got to just stay mindful of. BP usually, the coaching staff's really good at throwing, so they'll be around the zone, but the times that they aren't, you got to be ready for it. And that's what's helped me a lot. And having the opportunity to do the lives out here has been very helpful as well. So just building that mental library.
What is one area you want to improve defensively out?
Get hit with a crayon?
We'll go backhands. I feel pretty good moving to my right. To my left solid, but could definitely tighten it up a little bit.
Past couple of springs as college baseball gets going, you're pitching, you're hitting, there's a lot going on. Is it different just going out there with the bat and working on defense and getting in the cage?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm very used to divvying up my schedule accordingly to throw a bullpen or something like that. So, giving all my effort to the defensive side of things it's been good. It's been smooth. I still try and watch as many bullpens as I can and mess around with my changeup every once in a while and catch play. But
what was the conversations like? They're coming to you saying they want you to just hit and focus on that right now.
Yeah, I was all for it. The Royals have had nothing but great communication about the whole two-way thing, and we have a plan in place, and it's kind of one of those things where going in your first spring training, the last thing they want to do is, I guess, overload. So they're like, get your feet underneath you, and then as the season gets going, we'll pick up from there and see what goes on.
So when you throw a changeup in catch play, do you catch your throwing partner off guard?
Oh no, I let him know.
Okay. You never know. Like
keep him on his toes. He's a hitter too, so he's got to be ready for it.
Who is it usually?
It's mostly been Javi Vaz.
Okay. Yeah.
I threw with Mikel once, and then today I had a three-way with Prado and Nelly.
Okay, nice. Keep them on their toes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you ever just be like, go up to a coach and be like, hey, if you need someone to pitch, let me know?
I always joke about it, yeah. It's like, hey, you don't want to go to the pen, I'm always available at first.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, maybe you can go with Michael Lorenzen. He wants to be a hitter, and you go back and forth in the cage.
Yeah, I actually talked to Mike about it. I mean, we're going to talk more about it, but I told him, because Pete Alonso was the one that told me to talk to Michael about it. So yeah, definitely gonna talk to him about the two-way things.
You work out with Pete or just at the Florida?
So he went to my high school. So he lives in Tampa,
Okay.
and I see him a decent amount like during the off season, and I think it's mostly at my high school where we'll like hit BP together. And yeah, he just told me about Mike. Told me he's a great dude, which he is. So.
What did it mean for you to win the John Olerud Award?
Oh, it's a great honor. You know, to be selected for that was something that I've strived for the past 2 years that I've been able to pitch and hit at Florida. So to be recognized for it was really great, and to share it with my family and some people from the Royals org, with Lonnie and Jack Monahan there. So it was great.